what time it is. My name is Nicole and I am here once again from the south of Spain on the side of a mountain with my dog. Also be careful. And I just wanted to come and say hello because it's been a really long time since I've uploaded a video and I have so many things I want to talk about. Give lots of thanks to all of you for following me on this wonderful knitting journey and talk about some finished objects, some works in progress. So normally in my videos I talk about my knitting, I talk about natural dyes, and I talk about some herbal medicine and plants. So let's go. I wanted to talk about this hat. This is the only hand knit hat I have for myself that I didn't even knit it. My friend Anne gave it to me back about 10 years ago living in Seville. She didn't even knit it. I don't even know where she got it from, but I have held on to it because it is my absolute favorite. I've tried to make myself hats and they never work out. Chevy, I know that you were having a lot of fails in the month of November. Me too. I'll be talking about those, but one of them was a hat I was making and I'm gonna have to rip it out, but that's okay. So we'll get to that. Lots of things. And also this is my Cuello Salteña, which is a design I made for the Knit 3 Words Challenge. And I'm so happy with it because it's super, super warm. I love the colors. This is yarn by Dingolondango. It's 2 fingering weight, held double, or you could use DK. And I think that the pattern is really cool because it gives it so much structure with all these cables. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. The pattern is available in both English and Spanish in case you're interested. Okay, I had to move because there was a male dog on the road towards us and I was like, oh, my dog is not gonna like that dog. So I think I was talking about I was saying thank you to all of the people who I did the Advent exchange. So I have all of my friends from Europe, from the herbal swap of Ninja Chickens, and I have my herbal teas for every day of December from Kate from England, from Karina from Austria, Donatien from Belgica, Monica de Norway, Imerja, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, but from Finland, and I'm super, super excited. So I think every day of December I will do a little story on Instagram so that you can all see the teas that I'll be drinking. I also have my swap from here in Spain, and we swapped some fingering weight yarn and some extra accessories, goodies, and things like that. So I'm really excited about all of December. And yeah, I'm also really excited because my lovely Natknitscrafts, Natalia, sent me a gift box, which was just such a big surprise. I opened it up and I was like, what is this? What is Natalia sending me? And she sent me the cutest mug ever. I'm gonna put everything here. A beautiful book, beautiful stitch markers. Oh, even some cedar wood in the form of hearts. I'm just like so grateful to everyone and I'm so excited for December. So, another thing I wanted to talk about is this tecumseh, because I knit this a long time ago and it was the first time I did color work. And as you can see, I didn't think to swap the needles when doing like the color work part, and it's kind of like it bubbles out, but whatever, it's fine. But yesterday I spilled a little red wine on it. You can't really see, I kind of got it off. It's like there. It's not really there. But I decided that I'm going to put the whole thing in a cochineal bath. And we're going to see what color it turns out. Because I think that the blue might be interesting. So this is Pastel de Bleu, which is like a powder of the woad plant. And a student of mine actually brought it to me from her village. And I don't think that I did it right. I don't really know how to dye with indigo powder. So if anyone has any information about Pastel de Bleu or woad, and I'm gonna insert a little video of that. So we're gonna see how this reacts. And the yellow, which is very, very light, was onion skin. So we're gonna see how the cochineal bath works out. Ready? Okay, so here I am again, different day, different color. So we have dyed our Tecumseh with cochineal. I was expecting a much deeper red, but actually I'm super happy with it because had it been any stronger, you wouldn't have been able to see the color work. So now you can see a light color work, and it's a nice light pink. It actually really reminds me of Tintica's colorway, which is called Vintage, which is like a mauvey pinkish lavender color. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but go check out her website if you want to see a similar color to this pink. But I'm really excited. I had about 2 grams of cochineal, which I boiled in a pot. I put it simmering for about an hour and then let it sit overnight. And then I took my sweater and I also put it in another big pot and filled that up with water and alum. So I didn't actually have any alum like in rock form, but I did have one of those deodorants, which is alum salt, which is the same thing, and you could use that as a mordant. So I dissolved some of that in some warm water, really no definite amount, and then I brought this up to like a light simmer in the alum water, and then I let it sit overnight as well, cool down. Then the next day I rinsed off the alum water and I poured in the cochineal tea, which I had made, and I submerged my sweater, and this is the color I got. I brought that up to a simmer, I heated that a little bit, and then it took about like 4 days to dry because now it's almost winter and it's cool here. But I'm really excited. What do you guys think? I think it turned out really well, and I'm excited to have like a new sweater now. So isn't that cool? Oh, and another thing with cochineal is, of my finished objects, is my triple cochineal socks from the Tintica natural dye kit that is new, which is her triple cochineal. And with that kit, you have the yarn, like the wool, in the proportion that allows you to get a really strong color. I use like a kilo of alpaca wool in like a tiny little bit of cochineal, and that's why I got such a light, beautiful color like this. I'm actually super happy with the results. But the socks, you can see how strong the cochineal color can be if you have like a high concentration, and that's really fun because in the kit you learn how to modify the natural dyes, changing the pH, I think is what you're changing, and you can get different colors with the same natural dye. So I will insert a video of those socks because those are really fun, and I'm really happy. I don't know if you remember in the last video I explained that the tension on one of the socks was a lot tighter than the other one, but with the blocking, and they're gonna be on your feet, so I'm not gonna redo them. I'm okay with that. Hello everyone! I just wanted to say, first of all, that it's not always sunny in the south of Spain. It's raining today. Yes. Okay, these videos are gonna be cut and pasted, and maybe it'll be from the future and then from the past. So I just wanted to let you know. Also, I wanted to mention that Kat of Heather and Hops did a beautiful little get-together on Zoom, or on Discord actually, and recorded it for her channel. So that's really fun, and you can go over to her channel and check that out. Also this month, I did an Instagram live for the first time for the second time. The first time was in Spanish with Anne and her yoga channel. We talked about creativity and making and things like that. So that was really fun, but it's in Spanish. And in English, I did an Instagram live with Jess of Ginger Twist Studio up in Edinburgh. So I was talking about natural dyes and talking about Tintica's natural dye kit. So that's really fun. You can go check that out on Jess's Instagram. And yeah. Oh, I also wanted to say that I finished my Esto la Tierra, my earth stole. So I'm going to insert some footage of the video that I sent to Marianela Gallo of her Barcelona Knits video, where I can put the link down below. It's in Spanish, but you can see people's projects that they were going to wear to Barcelona Knits. I also sent in footage to Christy Glass for the Rhinebeck video, so I'll also add that footage at the end so that you can see my would-be Rhinebeck getup. So many things, so many things to talk about, and I'm losing light, so I think that we might have to continue this video another time. Okay, and now to talk about my 2 Andromeda hats. This is fun because Chevy was talking about how she had a massive fail because she did not follow Maria of Ninja Chicken's pattern very well. And honestly, that happened to me in my second hat, which I will, it's so beautiful, the yarn. But, okay, so here's the first one that I knit, and this was actually a test knit. And I made this one for my boyfriend. He chose the colors. He really likes these. So for me, it is really big. It's like a really big hat. But I really like it. I kind of changed the pattern a little bit because I can never follow a pattern completely. But I put up here some yellow mohair, which is really, really fun because it makes it super fuzzy. And yeah, I really like it. But this hat is also really big. But for my boyfriend, it's good because he's got a lot of hair and I don't know, it works well for him. But for me, it's big. But you can see the pattern is really fun. And the cool part about this pattern is that you start at the top. And really, like, if you're making it and you realize you make a mistake, you can, I mean, you'd have to go back to here. But my plan for this one, let me show you the other one, which I am going to have to change because that one is for me, or actually maybe for a friend. I've already decided. But this, this is yarn that the lovely Cat of Heather and Hop sent me, and it's mohair with this other really beautiful, I think it's Jameson wool, which I had never, Shetland wool, which I had never used before, and it's so nice with the mohair. I really am really into mohair. Mohair's, I didn't realize how awesome it was. But down here at the bottom, I even increased the weight of the yarn by adding another, here I can show you, by adding another yarn, and I added the most delicious alpaca and silk, which I made that like shawl for my friend's wedding, that white shawl, which is like super luxurious. So I took a strand of that and added it. So you can imagine how soft this is. Like my grandma used to say, it's as soft as a pussycat's tail. So, but just like you, Chevy, look at this. This is not okay. I mean, I guess it could be okay, but it's like really baggy, and wool grows, so I'm not really happy with it. I guess I could do something and try and fix it, but look at this. No. So I had to put it in timeout for a little bit, but what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, but the problem is the mohair. I don't know, can you like undo mohair? Is this gonna be a big problem for me? So my plan is kind of just to go back, basically start over, but take my gauge from here. I never do gauge swatches. I never really look into that. So that's really the problem. I didn't do the math at all. I was just like, oh yeah, I can do this. No. So really, I just think I should have done a lot less of the increases at the top, and end the increases maybe like a few centimeters in and then go down. And then I think it would be better, but it's just so nice. Any other suggestions? Some people said maybe I could put some elastic in here, but I don't think that that's really gonna work very well. I mean, it could be just like a baggy hat. Did you guys see that cloud? I don't know if you can see that. Look at that cloud. Isn't that cool? I don't know, I'll try and take the video later. So that's that story. I don't know, what should I do about that? So many projects in timeout. I also have my Razón Poética, that brioche shawl that I've been working on forever. Oh, but I do have my finished Esto la Tierra, so I will put a video. I'm talking in Spanish, but maybe I will put it in English. I will talk over it or something in English. So my Razón Poética, I also was trying to be a rebel and did not put a lifeline in after going back and starting the third or fourth section again from the beginning. And I was like, I don't need a lifeline. I know what I'm doing. I did need a lifeline. I did the increases like not in the right place. And I could just keep going, but it's not going to be as beautiful as it could be. So I'm going to go back. That's also in timeout. Oh, and I am doing a swatch for some leggings. And I'm so excited. They're called Cake Leggings by Mother of Pearl. And she's doing a December knit along of leggings. And you all know, I don't know if you know, but I'm obsessed with making pants. I've never made pants, but I have always wanted to make pants. So now is the time. It's December and I'm going to use, it's supposed to be Aran weight, but I don't think I've ever even had an Aran weight yarn. So my plan, and it's on a US 4 needle. So I'm imagining the idea is to get like a really tight fabric because it's going to be pants, like leggings. So what I'm going to do is use 2 strands of sport held together on a US 4. But I was actually today doing a little test of it, and I think I might do 2 strands of sport and 1 strand of fingering. And then I can have lots of fun with marling and all the naturally dyed Tintica sport yarn that I have, and I'm gonna have so much fun. So if anyone else wants to get in on this December legging knit along with Mother of Pearl, go check out her I don't know, her page, her website. I'll leave the information down below. And I think every Sunday she's gonna have like knit along group things. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited. Okay, and today the plan I want to talk about is obviously time. How is it that I have not spoken about time yet? I'm ThymeWeaver. It's necessary. But that later on. But now I wanted to show you a beautiful plant that grows all over the countryside, and now it's like coming out again in autumn. You can find it in spring and in autumn. Anybody know what it is? I don't know the scientific name, but it's called horehound. Horehound. And this was used in the past as like lozenges for like coughs, and there was like sucking candies that were made out of this for people who had coughs, and like cough syrup. So a little bit goes a long way. You can dry some and add some to your tea if you're feeling some respiratory discomfort. So I'm going to bring some of this home with me. And it's super fuzzy and soft. Ooh, and it grows really well in esquejes. In cuttings? I don't know how to say that in English. But if you just put this in water, it will grow roots. And I actually have a few in my like plant box on my windowsill. I just put some sprigs like this, and they took life. They have roots, and now they are growing there. So I have some horehound in my window. So, yes. Oh, I also wanted to talk about 2 plans for 2021. Knitting plans, that is. One of them is to knit a DK cardigan because I have some DK yarn coming from my dear Ida. A beautiful like lavenderish, bluish gray color in DK weight. I've never really, actually this is DK, but I really wanted a cardigan, and I was trying to think what pattern I should do. My heart is not set on the one, kind of is, but if anyone has any DK cardigan sweaters that they want to recommend to me, leave them down below or send me a message or whatever. But I'm thinking, last fall I went to the New Jersey Sheep and Wool Festival with my parents, and I fell in love with this sample sweater that one of the vendors had. I don't remember the yarn, the vendor. They were a really sweet family. They had Quaker boxes because my dad was talking to them about their Quaker boxes and baskets and things like that. I didn't even really know. I was worried about the wool. But my dad was really into the Quaker boxes. Is that a thing? Am I remembering wrong? Anyway, but they had this sample sweater. If I have a picture of it, I'll put it here. But it was by a designer called Rie Vive, which in Spanish means laugh and live, or he laughs, he lives, or something like that. Rie Vive. And it's a Japanese designer, which I thought was really funny. And anyway, so she has a really, I think it's a she, or they have a really wonderful cardigan pattern with like a cable around the neck. I'll put that here, but that is what I think I'm gonna make with my DK yarn. Although the pattern's for worsted, but it's okay. If it's a little bit smaller, I hope that'll be okay. Oh gosh, you guys know me, and then later I'll be complaining that I have to undo it all. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. Because it's like an oversized cardigan, so I figure if I just do it with a lighter weight yarn, it'll just be a little bit thinner and a little bit smaller, right? That's the theory behind that. Yeah. The other fun thing for 2021 is a knit along. So if you guys want to get in on a knit along, my dear friend Marianela will be releasing a shawl, a triangular shawl called Jupiter. And I love Jupiter. I think it's a wonderful planet. It's I don't know, I feel like it's kind of related to December and Sagittarius and that, I don't really know, but I like Jupiter. I think it's a cool planet, and so she's releasing that pattern, and she actually knit it with 2 skeins of Tintica sport weight yarn, so that's also really exciting. So I'm going to be hosting a knit along. I'm really bad with knit alongs and they kind of stress me out, so I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be like the beginning of January until like the first day of spring or something. That's not even enough. I don't know. I'll find a date. This is just planting the seed in case you want to get 2 skeins of sport weight yarn and get ready for the first ThymeWeaver knit along. It's going to be really fun. More details to come, but just get your head in that if you want. Okay. Okay. Different day, different tree. Today I am in a beautiful cherry tree, which I absolutely love to come to in the spring. But it's funny because you'll see the cherries growing and getting a little bit redder, and then suddenly they're all gone and they've been like eaten off the pit by birds, which is incredible how they know. But I've been able to eat a few cherries from this tree. But I just wanted to come. I know that I've just been really inspired by everyone's Vlogmases. I know it's now December when I'm recording this. Have you all been watching Vlogmas? Because it's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to, let's see if I could find, Aha. Okay. I wanted to tell you about a few of the Vlogmases that I've been watching, and if you have any suggestions for other people, please let me know, because it's been a breath of fresh air. So, ones I've been watching, Good Witch Knits, which is really fun. She's been doing natural dyeing and getting Christmas trees and all of those things. Quirky Monday is also really fun. Tommy of Squirrel Pie Productions I've been enjoying. Babbles Traveling Yarn has her Vlogmas. Berke Creations, which is Sophia, who I actually did an interview with recently, and she's wonderful, and she did a few Vlogmases as well. The Lefty Knitter podcast, I'm really enjoying watching her Christmas videos. The Yarn Therapist podcast is really fun with Skein Cocaine. They're really short and really accessible to watch quickly. And super shout out to Jacqueline of Brooklyn Knitfolk. You know, I had never watched her podcast, but it's so lovely to get a little taste of New York in the Christmas season. And you know what I've even done? Also sneezing. You know what I've even done? I've gone back and watched Vlogmases from 2019. So like all of New York. She even has a vlog where she walks like all of Manhattan on Broadway. It's just so nice to see my city, and yeah, so I've been really inspired by all those Vlogmases. So I've been taking little vignettes and little videos around my city here in Granada, so I will share those with you. Okay, and let me show you what I'm wearing, because I'm wearing all knitwear today. I've got this brioche shawl, which is the one, I think I put the video, I made this a long time ago. It was the first time I test knit. And then I have this sweater, which is what my mother-in-law, my boyfriend's mom made for me. I call her my mother-in-law because here in Spain, once you guys are a couple, you're partners, then they say mother-in-law. So she made this for me, and you can see the what do we call this, raglan increases. I think this is really fun, and it goes with the stripes that we have here, and it's really cozy, this sweater. And this was the first hand knit sweater I ever had before she taught me how to knit. Okay, so other things, yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna continue on my walk. The sun is going to go down very soon. I'm going to, what else can I show you? I wanted to show you the socks, the triple cochineal socks, but I also wants to walk. So we're gonna walk, and I'll show you those in another video maybe. But this is gonna be a hodgepodge of videos. I hope that you enjoy. So now I'm going to read a little poem, which actually Nina of the Brujeria Lana podcast and Instagram posted the last stanza of the poem. And I looked it up and I thought it was beautiful and interesting, and I thought I could share it here now for all of you. I don't know if you want to hear it or need to hear it or might enjoy it or might say, Nicole, what are you talking about? But I'm going to share that now. Desiderata. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others. Even to the dull and the ignorant, they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons, they are vexatious to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery, but let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself, especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is all perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. Do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. And whatever your labor and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Strive to be happy. 1921. Okay, so today I want to talk about thyme, the thymus genus, which is a Mediterranean herb. It's an aromatic perennial evergreen. I'm sure you all know thyme. Do you know the song Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Okay, I can't actually sing, but yes, thyme is for courage, and it's the Greek soldiers would rub it on their chest when they were going out to war, and it was considered an herb of courage, of strength. It is in the mint family, the Lamiaceae family. A relative of oregano. You know, thyme is used for culinary things, medicinal things, even ornamental use. I heard that the Egyptians actually used it for embalming, for mummies. And in the Middle Ages, it was used as a symbol in graveyards and for cemetery ceremonies for the passage to the next life. And yes, the Greeks used it, and the Romans in baths and in temples as incense for a source of courage. I even read that in the Middle Ages that people would put it under their pillow to give them courage and strength against nightmares. So yes, I mean, thyme is a wonderful plant. I think that many of you have had a nice hot cup of thyme tea when maybe you were having some throat or respiratory problems with some honey. It's delicious. It's antiseptic, antibiotic, antifungal, carminative, digestive. Apparently it was used to combat the plagues in the 15th and through the 17th centuries. And it's known to slow the aging process. And the thymus oil is said to activate the thymus gland. Now, the thymus gland is something that I discovered through my research of time, and I was blown away. Do you all know where the thymus gland is? I didn't know. It's right over like your lungs and your chest and your heart, and it is the gland that produces all of the T cells. I mean, with the okay, I'm not a scientist, so you can look into this, but I think it's fascinating that the thymus has the same name as time, and it's like right in that place of courage and everything, and it's the center of the immune system. It's the gland of courage. It defends the body. It programs the T cells. So this is like the organ that is going to help you distinguish between self and non-self. So this is like immunology at its purest form. I don't know. I think it's fascinating. And actually there is a scientist, I think from out in California, named Paul Lee, and he's got some interesting talks about the thymus gland and time. But he says that Thumas in ancient Greek means the courage to be, vital self-affirmation, spiritedness, and the bridge between reason and desire. And he says, the unreflecting striving towards what is noble. So Thumas is like the goddess Heres and like a chariot, and it's your, I don't know, I just think it's really fascinating that we have an organ in our body called thymus, which is time, like the plant. So I highly suggest that you investigate a little bit more about what the thymus does in our body, and maybe look for some recipes and try to incorporate a little bit of time into your seasonal cooking. I think now in winter it's a great ally. So get yourself some time and some free time to sip on a cup of thyme and do some knitting. All right, enjoy. Oh, and another thing I learned about the thymus, the gland, is that it is like the largest and the most developed when we are babies and children. And then as we get older, like after the age of like 14, it begins to atrophy and get smaller and smaller and smaller. And so I think it's interesting, and people say that time has something to do with like anti-aging, which is interesting because of the name time. I don't know. Leave some comments down below if you know anything about the thymus gland, or if you know anything about some recipes with time, or just some interesting things, because I found a lot of stuff, and I would like to know if any of you out there might know some more. Okay, happy knitting, happy crafting, happy crocheting, happy life. Enjoy. Hello world! I am coming to you from up on the hill, not the Rhinebeck hill, but a hill here in the south of Spain, in Granada. My name is Nicole, and I am a knitter from New York, living here in Andalusia, and I'm so excited to be able to share not one, not two, not three, but 4 of my favorite projects, which I would totally have been wearing if I went to Rhinebeck 2020, which honestly was a possibility. So first, I have my seer cloak. This cloak, and here this button I have from the New Jersey Sheep and Wool Festival that I went to last year with my parents in New Jersey. So this cloak is a design by Ninja Chickens. I knit it in Let Lopi, and this was the first time that I steeked anything, and when I fell in love with Latvian braids. So love this cloak. Underneath the cloak I have this is my latest design. This is the Cuello Salteña, which I actually explain in my little podcast, where I talk about knitting and herbalism and natural dyeing and all that stuff. But this was a design challenge that some knitting friends here in Spain organized as something for us to design and bring to Barcelona Knits Festival. So that is that cowl. And this is knit in the lovely Dingolondango yarns. It's really hot, so I'm gonna take that off. So this is my Una Pruna cardigan, which I invented using Tintica's naturally dyed yarn in the Pruna colorway. And I got this yarn at the Barcelona Knits Festival last year. And I designed this really fun color work with Latvian braids. And this is a project that I'm really proud of, and I think it came out really beautifully. So here is my top by ThymeWeaver of the Heather and Hops podcast. And this is her Cala Galdana, and I think it's a beautiful pattern. And I naturally dyed more of Tintica's yarn with Vitex, which is a beautiful plant. And I got this lovely color using the leaves. So that's it. Thank you. Buenos días, buenas noches. Yo me llamo Nicole y estoy aquí para hablar de mi cuello salteña. Si hubiera ido a la Feria de Barcelona 2020 en persona, pues llevaría puesto mi cuello, que ha sido el diseño que hice para el reto Teje 3 palabras. Estoy súper contenta porque me encanta cómo está aquí todo calentito y se va creciendo. Y eso es la lana de Dingolondangos, que también es preciosa. Me encanta. Y me encantan los cables y todo. Estoy muy feliz con mi creación. Así que eso es lo que llevaría. Oh, y también llevaría puesto mi top de Heather and Hops, que lo puedes ver, que es un top sin mangas, que bueno, tengo que poner algo encima. Y eso está tejido con la lana de Tintica. Y eso es una lana de calcetines que lo he tenido yo con Vitex. Y ese top es un diseño de Kat of the Heather and Hops podcast. Y ya está. Por fin estamos terminados con la sola tierra. Vamos por todos los continentes, empezando en Europa y acabando cruzando América, África, Oceanía, hasta Asia. Y ya está, hecho con la lana de Tintica del kit de moteado y la lana yak de Encayarns. Y es una preciosidad, es súper larga y me encanta. Mira cómo estamos. Qué guay. Pues ha sido un placer y estoy súper orgullosa. Oso, ¿qué te parece? ¿Te gusta?